William Dalrymple, who is a super writer, took me down an Emperor Babur wormhole. He tweeted the Sirdarya or Jaxartis running just below Babur's home fortress of Akshi Kent near Namangan in the Fergana valley of Uzbekistan. And he, of course, wrote a contemporaneous autobiography called the Baburnama, and it's an incredible book. I read it in translation a couple of times. The text itself is also fascinating. In 1494, in the province of Fergana, he writes, "In my 12th year, I became king." So he begins his chronicle, the Baburnama. Fruit grows well there. Its pomegranates, which I love, are renowned for their excellence. People talk of a Kujand pomegranate as they do of a Samarkand apple. Just now, however, Margilian pomegranates are the ones in much demand. Kandi Badam, village of the almond, is a dependency of Kujand. Though it is not a full-fledged township, it is close to one. Its almonds are excellent, hence its name. They are all exported to Hormuz or to Hindustan. I like this. There is a tomb at the spring. I had a rock at the side of the spring shaped, and these 3 couplets inscribed on it. I have heard that Jamshid the Magnificent inscribed on a rock at a spring, "Many men like us have taken breath at this spring and have passed away in the twinkling of an eye. We took the world by courage and might, but we could not take it with us to the grave." Then he falls in love not with a woman but with a man, and in that frothing up of desire and passion, and under that stress of youthful folly, I used to wander bareheaded and barefoot through street and lane, orchard and vineyard. In a few months, according to the much later perspective of the memoir, Babur got over what he termed this youthful folly. One group drank alcohol, not realizing that at the other end of the boat, others ate hashish. Babur knew there would be trouble and tried unsuccessfully to keep the 2 groups apart. At less riotous parties, poetry, music and dance were the regular entertainments. Guests were expected to try their hand at original poetry, though Babur found little merit in most of what was produced, including some of his own. The Baburnama is an autobiography of Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur. It's one of the true marvels of the medieval world. It really is. And this is a very famous story. In 1530, Humayun, Babur's beloved eldest son and heir apparent, was stricken by a fever. He was brought immediately to Babur's court at Agra, but despite the best effort of the royal physicians, his condition steadily worsened. Driven to despair, Babur consulted a man of religion who told him that the remedy was to give in alms, the most valuable thing one had, and to seek cure from God. Babur is said to have replied thus, "I am the most valuable thing that Humayun possesses. Than me he has no better thing. I shall make myself a sacrifice for him. May God, the Creator, accept it." Greatly distressed, Babur's courtiers and friends tried to explain that the sage had meant he should give away money or gold or a piece of property. Humayun possessed a priceless diamond, they said, which could be sold and the proceeds given to the poor. Babur would not hear of it. "What value has worldly wealth?" Babur is quoted to have said. "And how can it be a redemption for Humayun? I myself shall be his sacrifice." He walked 3 times around Humayun's bed, praying, "O God, if a life may be exchanged for a life, I, who am Babur, I give my life and my being for a Humayun. A few minutes later he cried, "We have borne it away, we have borne it away." And sure enough, from that moment Babur began to sicken, while Humayun grew slowly well. Babur died near Agra on December the 21st, 1530. He left orders for his body to be buried in Kabul. This is Humayun's tomb. In his own words, "The cream of my testimony is this: do nothing against your brothers, even though they may deserve it." Also, the new year, the spring, the wine, and the beloved are joyful. Babur, make merry, for the world will not be there for a second time. If you mention Babur on Twitter, a million Sanghis pop up to say Babur was a terrorist jihadi. In fact, he never uses the word Allah, preferring the term Tengri, the sky deity worshipped by steep peoples. William Dalrymple.